What's going on, y'all? This is Coach Bruno with Coach Bruno's Corner coming at you with some more fight news. So if you're a boxing fan, this Saturday, July 25th, it's going to be great. It's just good fight after good fight. This fight is going to be Anthony Joshua versus Kristian Prenga. It's going to be out in Saudi Arabia, so if you have Matchroom or DAZN, you'll be able to watch it. This is what you would call, for those of you who are maybe more casual to the sport, it should be basically like a comeback fight, a stay busy fight, knock some of that ring rust off essentially, or a walk in the park, hopefully, for AJ. No disrespect to Kristian Prenga. For those of you who are watching, who do you think is going to win the fight? What's your prediction? Comment down below and let me know. For me, I think after AJ had fought Jake Paul, he got in that wreck, and unfortunately his childhood friend had died, and he was able to come out with minor injuries. I think that he's going to utilize this situation to exercise some of those demons, right? Essentially like the pain and the trauma he went through. Most people cannot relate to that. I can't relate to that. So I think based on what I've seen, he seems like he's in good spirits in a lot of the interviews I've watched of recently. And it's just my opinion. I think he's going to utilize this to really let out some steam and some hurt that he endured during that event. I think the only way I see a path for victory for Kristian Prenga would be to come out early and really try to stick it to AJ. He comes in at a very similar stature, comes in at like 6'5". His reach is very close to AJ's as well. He's definitely got a punch. He's fought 21 times, so he's got 20 victories, 1 loss, and all 20 of his victories came by way of knockout. If you go and watch his fights, he's got a really good left hook and a really solid uppercut. And again, it's the heavyweight division. You can never count a guy out. All these guys can punch. They're big guys. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen AJ upset by an underdog either. Not that I think that Prenga is at the same level of Andy Ruiz, because he's definitely not. His stature is different. His ability and boxing skill is different. But again, you can never sleep on your opponent. He is unranked by all 4 major sanctioning bodies, so that's going to be your WBC, WBA, WBO, and your IBF. But he is ranked 35th on BoxRec and comes in as a 3-star. And again, he packs a punch. I think he's going to come in and try to stick it to AJ early and try to get him out of there. At least that should be his game plan, because I just don't see him lasting a full 12 rounds with AJ. I don't even see him lasting 10 rounds with AJ, so it wouldn't even matter if it was a 10-round fight, in my opinion. AJ, I don't think there's enough good things to say about AJ. I think a lot of people give him flack, unfortunately. I think he's a great of his era. I think the things that he accomplished, winning Olympic gold and, starting boxing late on top of that, and then achieving what he did in the pros. He went in there, he challenged himself, he fought big names, he won titles. If you go and look at the guys he fought when he fought them, they were all ranked within the top 10, top 5. So I don't knock him, even with a few losses on his record. You can't look at any great heavyweight in history and not see them take a loss. The only one on the top of my head is Rocky Marciano, is the only heavyweight to ever go in and come out undefeated. So if you think about like Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, the list goes on and on. Tyson Fury of this generation. The only one in the heavyweight division right now that hasn't took a loss is Usyk, who has beat both of those guys. So again, I always tip my hat to guys like that who are willing to test themselves, and even if they fall short, kudos to them. He's given us great fights. He's entertaining. He's been a stand-up guy most of his career, so I never understood the hate AJ gets personally. He's a former 2-time unified champion. He held the IBF, the WBA, the WBO, as well as the IBO. I know a lot of guys don't really look at the IBO as a major title, but either way, he's held 4 belts at 2 separate occasions, right, and defended them and been great for the sport. And I think that this fight, again, is just going to be a really good comeback fight for him. I think he's going to put on a great performance. Personally, I see him winning by knockout within the first 5 rounds. And I think then Tyson Fury, he fights Friday, tomorrow. I think he puts on a big performance, and then that gives us the big clash that us boxing fans, not just y'all in the UK, but all of us true boxing fans have been waiting for years. Is it a bit late? Yes. Have they took a couple losses along the way? Unfortunately, but I still will be anticipating this big fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Cover a little bit more news at the weigh-ins maybe. I think AJ is looking good, by the way. He looks a little slimmer, so he might be coming in a little leaner this fight. But again, we'll see tomorrow at the weigh-ins. Catch y'all on the next one.